A major shift in American trade policy sent shockwaves through the beverage industry, rippling far beyond the borders of the United States and into the global marketplace. The Trump administration imposed tariffs on imported steel and aluminum, aiming to boost American metal producers and revive domestic manufacturing. The idea was simple: make foreign metals more expensive, nudging companies to buy American and protect local jobs, while also hoping to revitalize communities that depended on these industries. But for beverage giants like Coca-Cola and PepsiCo, these tariffs spelled trouble, threatening to disrupt their finely tuned supply chains. Both companies rely heavily on aluminum cans to package their drinks, and a sudden price hike in this key material threatened their bottom lines and long-term strategies. Yet the impact wasn't equal. Coca-Cola, with its heavy dependence on imported aluminum, faced a steeper challenge than PepsiCo, which had more flexibility in sourcing and production. This wasn't just about a tax, it was about how a single policy could upend competition in a massive industry, shifting the balance between rivals overnight. For Coca-Cola, the tariffs meant millions in extra costs, forcing tough decisions: absorb the hit and risk shrinking profits, or raise prices and risk losing customers to competitors. PepsiCo, with a more diversified business that included snacks and non-aluminum packaging, was better positioned to weather the storm and adapt to the new reality. The tariffs triggered a chain reaction, affecting not just companies, but workers on the factory floor, truck drivers, and even everyday consumers at the checkout line. Even a small increase in aluminum prices could mean big changes for the industry, squeezing profit margins and forcing companies to rethink their operations. The stage was set for a new chapter in the soda wars, one driven by politics and economics, not just taste, as companies scrambled to adapt to a rapidly changing landscape. The question loomed large: who would adapt, who would falter, and ultimately, who would pay the price? The companies, the workers, or the consumers themselves? Aluminum is the lifeblood of the beverage industry, light, strong, and endlessly recyclable. It's the unsung hero behind every can of soda, juice, or sparkling water you see on store shelves. Without aluminum, the modern beverage industry as we know it simply couldn't exist. Coca-Cola produces billions of canned drinks each year, making a steady, affordable aluminum supply crucial. Every can represents a complex web of sourcing, manufacturing, and distribution that relies on this single, vital material. The 10% tariff on imported aluminum hit Coca-Cola hard, exposing its reliance on global suppliers. Suddenly, the cost of doing business soared, and the company's finely tuned operations were thrown off balance. U.S. factories couldn't meet the massive demand, so Coca-Cola's efficient global supply chain suddenly became a liability. The company was left scrambling to fill the gap, facing bottlenecks and uncertainty at every turn. The company faced a tough choice: pay more for imported aluminum or scramble for new, likely pricier suppliers. Each option came with its own risks, from higher costs to potential delays and quality concerns. Each option threatened profits, investor confidence, and customer loyalty. Rising prices could drive customers to competitors, while investors watched nervously as costs climbed and margins shrank. The tariff was more than a cost increase. It was a penalty on Coca-Cola's business model. It challenged the very foundation of their global operations, forcing a rethink of long-standing strategies. The company's decades-old supply chain was now a source of financial strain. What was once a competitive advantage had become a vulnerability, putting pressure on every link in the chain. This is a classic case of how political decisions can disrupt even the most established global corporations. Policy changes can ripple through industries, creating challenges that no amount of planning can fully anticipate. Coca-Cola had to act fast, balancing short-term fixes with long-term strategy. The company's leadership was forced to innovate, adapt, and make tough calls to protect its future. The aluminum conundrum was about more than metal. It was about survival in a changing world. It tested the resilience and creativity of everyone involved, from factory floor to boardroom. The pressure was on to adapt or fall behind. In the race to keep shelves stocked and customers happy, every second and every can counted more than ever before. Coca-Cola didn't hide its struggle with the aluminum tariffs. Company leaders warned that higher costs would soon mean higher prices for consumers. Raising prices in a fiercely competitive market was risky, too high, and customers might switch to Pepsi. too low, and profits would suffer. The crisis exposed a major weakness: over-reliance on imported aluminum. Coca-Cola began rethinking its supply chain, considering more domestic suppliers or alternative packaging. The immediate price hike was a stopgap, but the real shift was strategic, building resilience for the future. The tariffs were a wake-up call. Even industry giants aren't immune to political shocks. Flexibility and adaptability became the new priorities. Coca-Cola's response mixed short-term survival with long-term change. The lesson was clear: efficiency isn't enough if it leaves you vulnerable. The company had to evolve or risk falling behind. While Coca-Cola struggled, PepsiCo was better prepared for the tariff storm. PepsiCo's secret weapon? Diversification. Its Frito-Lay snack division helped cushion the blow from higher aluminum costs. PepsiCo also sourced aluminum from both domestic and international suppliers, reducing its exposure to tariffs. This flexibility meant PepsiCo didn't have to raise prices as quickly, giving it a competitive edge. Price-conscious shoppers might now choose Pepsi over a pricier Coke. PepsiCo could leverage this advantage in marketing, gaining ground in the soda wars. The lesson: a diverse business and flexible supply chain can turn a crisis into an opportunity. PepsiCo's earlier strategic choices paid off when it mattered most. The battle between Coke and Pepsi was now about supply chain strength, not just taste. PepsiCo's resilience set a new standard for the industry. The aluminum tariffs didn't just hit the giants. Small beverage companies felt the pain even more. For these smaller players, every cent counts, and the sudden spike in aluminum prices sent shockwaves through their operations. Lacking the buying power and financial reserves of Coke or Pepsi, many craft brewers and independent soda makers faced existential threats. They struggled to absorb the extra costs, and for some, the future of their business was suddenly in jeopardy. Some raised prices and risked losing customers. Others cut costs or closed their doors. The community impact was real. Favorite local brands disappeared, and loyal customers felt the loss. The tariffs, meant to help American metal producers, ended up hurting small businesses across the beverage industry. Instead of boosting local economies, the policy put extra strain on the very entrepreneurs who drive innovation and diversity in the market. The crisis sparked a search for alternative packaging: plastic, glass, even plant-based materials. Companies scrambled to find solutions that would keep their products affordable and accessible. Rising aluminum costs made less eco-friendly options more attractive, potentially shifting industry trends. The environmental impact became a new concern, as some companies reluctantly turned to plastic despite sustainability goals. Can manufacturers were squeezed too, caught between rising raw material costs and pressure from clients to keep prices low. Many had to rethink their business models and negotiate tough contracts just to stay afloat. Every link in the supply chain had to adapt, from miners to retailers. Distributors, delivery drivers, and store owners all felt the ripple effects, adjusting schedules, prices, and even product offerings. The result: a period of uncertainty, innovation, and strategic change for the entire industry. Companies big and small were forced to rethink their strategies, invest in new technologies, and find creative ways to survive. The ripple effects of the tariffs reached far beyond the boardrooms of Coke and Pepsi. They touched every corner of the beverage world, from multinational corporations to family-run shops. The industry would never be the same. The aluminum tariffs left a lasting mark, reshaping how beverages are made, packaged, and sold across America. Ultimately, the extra costs from aluminum tariffs landed on the consumer. A few extra cents per can may seem minor, but for families on tight budgets, it added up. Shoppers faced choices: pay more, switch brands, or buy less. These shifts in buying habits affected brand loyalty and market share. The tariffs' intended goal was to protect American jobs, but the immediate effect was higher grocery bills. The story is a clear example of how government policy can directly impact everyday life. Economic decisions in Washington ripple all the way to your local store. In the end, it's the consumer who pays the price. The aluminum tariffs were a wake-up call for global brands like Coca-Cola. Years of chasing efficiency and low costs left companies vulnerable to sudden political shifts. Now, resilience and risk management are just as important as saving money. Companies are diversifying suppliers and considering reshoring production to reduce exposure to trade disruptions. Engaging with policymakers has become essential. Business can't ignore politics anymore. The lesson efficiency alone isn't enough. Supply chains must be strong and adaptable. The tariff crisis forced companies to rethink their global strategies. Building in flexibility and backup plans is now standard practice. The experience reshaped how the world's biggest brands operate. The new business mantra: prepare for the unpredictable. The trade dispute over aluminum changed how companies think about sourcing. Relying on a single, distant supplier is now seen as risky. The future is about building resilient, flexible supply chains with multiple suppliers across regions. Nearshoring and domestic sourcing are on the rise, even if they cost more. Technology is key. Advanced software and AI help companies spot risks and adapt quickly. The goal: supply chains that can bend, not break, when shocks hit. The tariff crisis tested old models and rewarded those who adapted. Companies investing in diversification and technology are thriving. The lesson is lasting. Resilience is now as valuable as efficiency. The industry's future depends on agility and smart risk management. The legacy of the tariffs is a new era of supply chain strategy. The aluminum tariffs reshaped the American beverage industry, creating winners and losers. Coca-Cola's reliance on imports left it exposed, while PepsiCo's diversification gave it an edge. The episode proved that government policy can tip the scales in business, sometimes overnight. Diversification and resilience aren't just growth strategies, they're defenses against the unexpected. The tariffs' costs were passed to consumers, raising prices for everyday goods. The Coke-Pepsi rivalry became a case study in adapting to political and economic shocks. In the end, the real lesson is clear. In a global economy, even distant decisions can hit close to home. The new competitive landscape rewards those who are ready for anything.